Black made a move. King g4. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. On a4. King takes h5. On the 5. King g6. On a6. White is preparing to play. On a7. King f7. On promotes to queen at 8 and gain a significant edge. Bishop b6 move preferred by black. King b5. White considers playing. King takes b6 and gain a significant edge. Bishop e3 played by black. On promotes to queen at d8. White is preparing to play. Queen e8 check. King f5. Queen takes e3 and take decisive advantage. King f5. White is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White played. Bishop g4. Pause the video to figure out black's next move. On a4. Bishop f5 check. King g7. King g4. On a3. King g3. On a2. King f2. On promotes to queen at a1. King e3. Black is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game. White just played. On h4. Pause the video to spot black's next move. Bishop takes a3. On takes a3. On b4. On g5. On b3. King e2. White intends to play. King d2. On takes g5. On takes g5. On h6. On g6. On h5. King d1. King e6. Bishop takes d4 and dominate the board. On b2 move preferred by black. On h5. On promotes to queen at b1. On h6 black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. White played. King h6. Pause the video to spot black's next move. White is preparing to play. On a3. King e4. King takes h7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On b4 played by black. King takes h7. On c3. Black is setting up to play. On c2. Bishop c3. On takes c3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On a3 was chosen by white. On c2. Black might go for pawn promotes to queen at c1 and seize the initiative. Bishop b2 move preferred by white. King c4. King g7. King b3. Black is looking to play. King takes b2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Bishop f6 move preferred by white. On promotes to queen at c1. Black is planning to play. Pawn takes a3 and dominate the board. Pawn takes b4. Black has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. Pawn takes f3. Pause the video to spot black's next move. White is looking to play. Pawn takes g4 and seize the initiative. On g3 was chosen by black. Black wants to play. On g2. On d6. On takes d6. On takes d6. On promotes to queen at g1 and take decisive advantage. On takes g3 played by white. On h3. On d6. On h2. Black is planning to play. Pawn promotes to queen at h1 and dominate the board. Pawn takes c7 was chosen by white. Bishop d7. Black considers playing. Pawn promotes to queen at h1. Pawn promotes to queen at c8. Bishop takes c8 and establish a winning position. Pawn c6 was chosen by white. Bishop f5 check. King d4. Pawn promotes to queen at h1. Pawn promotes to queen at c8. Queen d1 check. King c5. Bishop takes c8. Bishop takes c8. White is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black played King b2. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. King c7. White might go for King takes d7 and dominate the board. Bishop e6 played by black. On d7. White intends to play pawn promotes to queen at d8 and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes d7 played by black. King takes d7. King c1. King e7. King d1. King takes f7. King d2. Pawn e6. King e3. Pawn e7. King e2. Pawn promotes to queen at e8 check. King f3. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Bishop c8. Pause the video to analyze white's next move. King f4. Bishop h3. King e5. King g8. King takes d5. On the 5. Bishop a3. White intends to play King d6. King f7. On d5. King g6. King e7. On h5. On d6. On h4. Pawn takes h4 and take decisive advantage. King f7 move preferred by black. King c5. King e8. On d5. White wants to play King b6. On h5. King c7. King f7. On d6. King e6. On d7. King d5. Pawn promotes to queen at d8 check and increase their advantage significantly. King d8 was chosen by black. Bishop b2. On a4. Bishop takes g7. On h5. White has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black just played Bishop g1. Pause the video to analyze white's next move. Bishop e3. White is setting up to play Bishop takes g1 and establish a winning position. Bishop h2 was chosen by black. King d4. King a6. King e5. Bishop g3. King f6. White intends to play King takes f7 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Pawn d4 was chosen by black. Black is aiming to play Pawn takes e3 and establish a winning position. Bishop takes d4 move preferred by white. Bishop takes f4. Bishop e5. White is preparing to play Bishop takes f4 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop d2 move preferred by black. King g7. White is planning to play Bishop f6. On e5. King takes h7. Bishop takes a5. King g7. King takes b6. On h7. Bishop d2. Pawn promotes to queen at h8 and establish a winning position. Bishop takes g5 move preferred by black. King takes h7. Bishop d2. King g7. White might go for on h7. Bishop takes a5. Pawn promotes to queen at h8 and gain a significant edge. Pawn f6 was chosen by black. Black's idea is to play pawn takes e5 and establish a winning position. Pawn h7 played by white. On f5. Pawn promotes to queen at h8. White considers playing queen a8 check. King b5. Pawn b7. Bishop h6 check. King takes h6 and secure a strong hold in the game. Bishop takes a5. White is in a commanding position. Let's go to the next game. White just played. On a4, pause the video to find out black's response. Pawn takes a3. Bishop takes a3. Bishop takes f2. King d3. Bishop takes g3. King e2. King d5. King d3. Bishop d6. Black wants to play bishop takes a3 and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes d6 move preferred by white. King takes d6. King d2. On f4. Black is aiming to play King c5. King d3. On f3. King e3. King b4. King f2. King takes b3 and dominate the board. Pawn b4 was chosen by white. King c6. King d3. King d5. Black wants to play King c6. Pawn b5 check. King takes b5 and take decisive advantage. King e2 was chosen by white. King c4. King d2. King takes b4. King d3. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. King f2. Pause the video and try to predict black's next move. Pawn takes c4. Pawn takes c4. Bishop takes g2. King takes g2. King d4. King f2. King takes c4. King e3. King c3. King f3. King d3. King f2. King d2. King f3. King e1. Pawn g4. White wants to play pawn takes f5 and take decisive advantage. Pawn f4 was chosen by black. On h3. King f1. Black intends to play King g1. On h4. King h2. King e4. King g3. King d3. King takes h4 and secure a strong hold in the game. On h4 move preferred by white. Pawn takes h4. King takes f4. King f2. King f5. On h3. Black is setting up to play King f3. King e5. King takes g4 and seize the initiative. Pawn g5 played by white. Pawn takes g5. King takes g5. Black is clearly ahead. Let's go to the next game.